Hello, everyone. In the last session, we saw how to create the Bastion service from the console. And today I'm going to show you how you can create the Bastion session using the command line interface instead of the OCI console. So first, let's make sure that our compute instance is running here. And I have this demo instance that's running. This demo instance also has the Bastion agent enabled as well. So with that, another prerequisite that you always want to check is to make sure that the networking is enabled and there is proper connectivity as well. So once that is done, let's go back to our Bastion service. So going to the Bastion service, this is my Bastion service. The main reason why you would want to create the session via the CLI is because the maximum session time to live is 3 hours. And there might be a need that you might have to create this session multiple times during your day. And that's where using a CLI can help automate this process, make it much faster instead of going to the console and clicking and entering a few different variables multiple times a day. Okay, so with that, let's get into the command line interface. There's a CLI that you can install on your local desktop or laptop as well. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you can use the Cloud Shell as well. So what I essentially did was clicked on the Cloud Shell icon here, and then this came up, and before I enter the command for creating the Bastion session, I want to provide a few parameters. These parameters can be used each time. So this is static data that you can use for no matter how many times you want to create the session. So essentially, Bastion ID, this is the OCID of the Bastion that you want to use. A display name, it could be the same name that you want to use whenever you recreate that session. You could have the key type is going to be public key. The maximum session time to live, this is 3 hours. So that's going to be 10,800 here. And you're going to use the same public key, which is what the backend compute instance needs. So that's what you'll use. And the username is going to be OPC. The port is 2222. The private IP, this will also not change. And this private IP and OCID is the private IP of the backend compute instance that you want to create a Bastion session for. Okay, so this data is all going to be static. So with that, let's run our command. So what I'm essentially doing is that I'm using the CLI saying that, okay, please create a Bastion session. And I want the session to be of the format of the type managed SSH session, and pull the data from this JSON file that I have filled out just now. And then that's it, boom, enter. And it will probably take a little bit of maybe a minute to get this. Yes. Okay. So as you can see here, the SSH session is being created as we speak right now. And you can copy this SSH command as soon as it is created. So it does save a little bit of time, especially if you have to do it multiple times. You have the option of outputting this result and making it available somewhere. So you can take that SSH command output and then writing it as well. So that's essentially what I wanted to show here on how easy it is to use the CLI to create a SSH session. It currently shows up as creating, and within a minute or two, it should be in the active state as well. Okay, got it. Yeah, as you can see now, it's in active state. It takes about a minute for it to be go to the active state. So with that, that shows you how you can use the CLI to create a session and saves you a lot of time over a period. Okay, with that, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.